Hi everybody, it's Annie Bennett here. I just wanted to record a quick message really reflecting a little bit on what's going on at the moment in 2020 and really to just put some things in perspective, I think, and give ourselves a few reminders that actually there's a lot of good going on in the world. There's some strange things going on in the world too, but there's a lot of good out there. So this morning I woke up and I went and did some yoga. I went and I swam in the sea, made myself a massive smoothie with bananas and coconut and raw chocolate and raspberries that are in the freezer. And all of those things really just allows me to kind of be in the moment and be here and now and not think too much about what's happened in the past and not to think too much about what's happening maybe in the future. Because as we know, 2020 has been probably one of the most unpredictable years, certainly of my life. And I think in times of uncertainty, it's very easy to get dragged into negative thought patterns or to consider what it all means or why it's all happening, which can lead to kind of paranoia, it can lead to extreme anxiety. And I think what we've got to remember is the thing that you can control in all this is yourself and the things that you do and the way that you think things through. And one of the things that I always do and I always encourage others to do is to find the positives. There are always positives, no matter how bleak your situation might be or it might feel like it is. And one of the things that I love to do almost every day is write a list of all the things that I love and the things that make me happy and the things that I'm grateful for. So my amazing friends, the people I work with, my excellent, lovely job, which involves working with young people, with teenagers in a school, and the joy that comes from those experiences. And I think reflecting on where we are sort of physically, so some of us might be in homes that we really love, you know, surrounded by beautiful things and plants and books and film and music and things that make us really happy. And some of us might not have that personal space, and it might be that we have to kind of nurture and create that space internally rather than relying on it being there externally for us. And so we are all capable of closing a door, of turning off our technology, of drinking water and sipping it slowly. We are all capable of getting a piece of paper and writing down how we feel. And we are all capable of closing our eyes and breathing really deeply. And these things seem really basic and they seem really simple. And in a way they are really simple. But because they're so simple, we often overlook them and we try and find other solutions to the struggles that we're going through. And so I'd encourage you all at some point this week to take that time and just remember that you are a lovely person, that you have got great strength and that you have so much to offer the world. And with those thoughts, it's important to recall that we don't always hear those things said out loud to us every single day. Sometimes we do, and we've got amazing people in our lives who affirm us and who boost us up. But I want you to know that you, every single person out there, is special and that you matter and that your experience will be wonderful and difficult in a unique way. But also that you are not alone. And there's a lot in this world that can connect us, and be that the shared sense of confusion maybe that we've had this year as to why some of these things have happened. But I think what's a wonderful thing as well is that in our differences and in our separation at times in 2020, we have managed to find unity at national and international levels. And in a very political sense, I think it's clear that there is a real backlash now against people who put hate over love and who see difference rather than unity and who seek to divide rather than bring together. So for me, 2020 has been very surreal. It's had a lot of time within it, so I've been able to reflect and really go inward quite a lot and consider who I am and what I want, which has been really good, actually. Really difficult at times, because you have to listen to all those things that maybe you've been ignoring for a long time, and maybe think about some of the reasons why you behave the way you behave. But that time of contemplation leads to growth, and I think it's really important that the lessons that potentially a few of us have learnt this year don't then get lost as we head back into our work or our more chaotic everyday lives. And so really I just wanted to take time today to remind you that make a little space for yourself. Give yourself a bit of time to reflect. Write down everything that's making you happy and that you love. On another bit of paper, write down everything that's irritating or frustrating. And there'll be things on both sides of the list, but spend a good amount of time on both sides of the list. And when it comes to the end, I like to then destroy the negative ones. So I like to set fire to them or screw them up into a little ball, and just really get rid of it. Because if it's something that you can't change right now, and if it's something that you can't control, then actually it's not going to be a healthy way to use your mental capacity, to use your thoughts. What we need to think about are things that we can control, things that we can do. So within our homes, what is it that can make us really happy? Within our friendship groups, what are those little things that you could do for your friends or family, to show them that you love them and that you really care about them and you appreciate them? And some of us are sort of thinking about coming up to winter solstice or Christmas and those holiday celebrations, and I think maybe it's the time to do some honest reflection in terms of why we consume and what we buy, and what we're trying to achieve with those purchases. So maybe consider making things for somebody. Maybe you could cook them something, or organise to go on a walk with them somewhere, or watch a film together. Do something that's very achievable and just allows time really for you and that person to actually have a proper conversation. I think we're encouraged very actively by the world that we live in, to keep consuming and to keep buying and to keep wanting more and needing more and almost outdoing each other sometimes. And it's a hopeless journey, that, because ultimately there's always going to be another thing that you could have done, or another way that you could have, shown off. And actually, people in your life love you for who you are and for what you think and what you feel, and the acts of kindness that you carry out, and maybe the jokes that you tell. So I'd encourage all of you to think at the moment, firstly about yourself and what's making you happy, what's making you stressed or concerned. Remember that you can only control the way that you respond to those things. You can't control everything externally, but you can control your own environment externally in your own home or bedroom, and internally in your own mind. And in those spaces we've got to make room for things to grow. So I've got a lot of plants and a lot of books and a lot of writing and a lot of art in my home, because I think that those things, the more I'm surrounded by beautiful, natural things that bring growth, the more that encourages me to look for the beauty within myself and look for the beauty in the world as well. And having that space and time to really reflect on what you've already got rather than what you're missing, I think is really important. So I just wanted to share that with you. And in the last few weeks I've had some absolutely beautiful emails and messages and posts on Facebook and social media, being really lovely to me and being really positive. I've had ex-students sort of reach out and thank me, and friends that I've not heard from for a while, or that our lives are so busy we just don't seem to have the time to connect. It's been so lovely to have those connections and to spend time really thinking about those people and caring about those people. So to everyone that's reached out, I want to say thank you very much, and I am reaching back to you in my thoughts every day, in my actions, in terms of spreading as much joy and as much positivity and, you know, really listening to people, not just nodding and smiling and waiting for your turn to speak, but really listening to what people have to say and to what people aren't saying as well. So really thinking about what's in between what's being said and what's not being said. So maybe this week, take a bit of time for yourself, take time to just chill out and reflect, and then do something nice for someone else. You know, pick up the phone, give them a call, drop them a little email, maybe make them some cookies, do something really beautiful, because community and caring for each other at this local level, within our friendship groups, within our families, within our communities, that's what changes the world, and that's the path that we all need to take in order to bring ourselves together and to unite and to walk together hand in hand so that we can overcome things as one. So I'm going to go and I'm going to plant some more seeds in my garden, and I'm going to make some beautiful cookies, and I'm going to do some writing, and then I'm going to read for a little bit. I'm going to do all of those things because it's good for me, it's good for self-love and self-care, but also it's good for the wider world. Thanks very much, everyone. Peace and love to you all as always. Bye.